Hello, everybody. Welcome inside live to Mercedes-Benz Stadium for our Kroger kickoff, where in a matter of moments, Georgia will take on Alabama in the SEC Championship. Big day of festivities already taking place today. In fact, I hope you get a chance to join us on our Dog Nation video channels a little earlier for our Chase the Championship tailgate. Great opportunity there to hear from some terrific ESPN voices. David Pollack, some very strong words for Georgia getting ready for the game against Alabama today. His specific motivation is worth tuning in for. We had Reese Davis, we had Tim Tebow, we had Roman Harper, the SEC network analyst. So if you missed that a little earlier, make sure you check that out. And it's been interesting to walk around today for our tailgate, the other tailgates that I was lucky enough to stop by and see. A lot of folks wonder what the split of Georgia fans compared to Alabama fans would be. As it stands right now, I'd say it's overwhelmingly in favor of UGA. The overwhelming majority of fans here, what I've seen with my own eyes, and obviously we'll see later on tonight, and I'm also a little bit colorblind, so sometimes the Alabama Crimson, the Georgia Red may not quite stand out to me as much as it does to others, but what I've been able to tell, it seems like thirds at least, if not three-quarters or more of the fans that I've seen thus far have been UGA fans. Obviously Alabama fans may be late arriving, maybe they'll be here a little bit later on, but pretty clearly here in the early stages, it is an overwhelming showing by Georgia fans who obviously feel like this is their day to do something big. And around Dog Nation, including Dog Nation Daily over the course of the last few days, we've certainly talked very much along those same lines. Folks getting very excited about the SEC Championship that will kick off here at 4 p.m. Chaos taking place with some of the other conference championship games. You see Oklahoma State currently losing in the Big 12 title game. Oklahoma State was one of those teams that would seem to have an inside track. Not quite win and you're in, but certainly win and you have a very strong argument for the college football playoff as a one-loss conference champion from a league that's had a little bit of a history of putting teams in the college football playoff. But right now, the Cowboys getting all they want from the Baylor Bears. We'll keep our eye on the Big 12 title game. Obviously, last night you saw Utah dominate Oregon in the Pac-12 title game. So conference title games off and running, but there's none that matter more than the SEC championship with Georgia and Alabama, and that's what's going to be taking place here coming up in a couple of minutes' time. Of course, don't forget, Dog Nation's got big coverage all day long. After the game, we'll be back right here for you for the Dog Nation postgame show presented by the UGA bookstore. That'll be a fun conversation to have, hopefully in victorious fashion, talking about a Georgia win against Alabama here today. But throughout the day, DogNation.com with the live blog updating itself as everything is happening there, and the Dog Nation forum and everything else around Dog Nation. Hope that you will certainly check that out. It's going to be a great day here around Dog Nation. More of your comments rolling in here on the YouTube. Reformation Logistics asking about the game being sold out. Yeah, tickets at a premium, several $100s right now just to get inside this stadium here. That's how popular this ticket is. There's no conference title game ticket more popular than the one that you're going to see here for the SEC Championship. That's kind of just the story with all of that. More of your comments here. Thomas T-Bone said, let's hashtag beat Bama, and that's obviously what a lot of Georgia fans are hoping will be the case. That's been kind of our message throughout the course of the week. 8 letters, 2 words. Doesn't get any simpler than that. Beat Bama. The time for Georgia to do that. For UGA fans, they hope the time of that is certainly today. Reformation also asking, please be honest, is anyone actually nervous about this game? Wife asked me to slow down on the beers. Well, Reformation, I'm glad you're having a good time there, and I'm hoping you're enjoying yourself some Classic City Lager as you do that. Of course, responsibly, of course. But am I nervous with the game? I'm always one of those people that the closer we get to kickoff, the more I get around Georgia fans. There's a certain confidence that's contagious. There's a certain energy that comes from being around other fans that I always really enjoy. So I felt all week long Georgia was going to win the game. I've been predicting Georgia to win the game by 7 points, something like that. Of course, when you see a Georgia fan, they're high-fiving you at a tailgate. Do you have a tendency to want to up the ante on what your prediction was and now start to talk about Georgia winning bigger? That's just kind of the natural way in which emotion kind of carries you in a situation like this. But I'm happy to have you checking in. Sacred Grove says, always nervous, but we shall be victorious. Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, the one thing I've said a lot here today is I expect Alabama to put up a fight, but I also expect Georgia to be ready for a fight. They came here looking for that. They're not looking to duck a fight. They're looking to have that. And today, I'm guessing that both these teams put up their dukes and give it their best. And when it's all said and done, my guess is Georgia is the team that's left standing and moving into the college football playoff, where it has been for the majority of this year as the number 1 team in the country. Kevin Lee gives you an HP TFD. Appreciate that. Surfer Boy 3000 gives you HP TFD. A lot of folks having a good time. Subdivision tailgates. Texas Dog, who's had some great memes on social media here as of late, he weighs in and says it's time to cut the brake line. And he says that, listen, he's ready to go. But Texas Dog is fired up and ready to go, and I'd love to be able to see that. Sea Salter Lamb checks in to say, let's go Dogs. Let's roll Bama and win the SEC. So a lot of Georgia fans fired up, including the ones we're seeing right here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So a lot of UGA fans having a great time and getting ready for a great football game here today. All of that, a fun thing to watch play out. These are the kinds of games that, for Dog Nation, we've had this circle for literally the entirety of the year. Go back to the very beginning of January. You would think back then to the chance to play Alabama in the SEC title game with what you expected to be a college football playoff berth on the line. That is to a degree still true. Georgia may, of course, and likely will still get in the college football playoff regardless of the result here today. But the stakes still as high as ever for Georgia and Alabama a little bit later on. Facebook comments here for a bit, and then we'll get ready to bounce out of here and let you get ready to enjoy the game. Let's see if I can get those Facebook comments to pull up. As of yet, no. But a lot of folks, let's see if we can get some Facebook comments. Nah, Facebook's not quite cooperating right now. One more time on the Facebook. No, Facebook's not cooperating with me right now. Let me bounce over here to YouTube, get a few more comments there. We're actually going to bounce out of here, too. We're getting closer to game time. I want to get off the air. I want to get you settled in and get ready to enjoy this football game. Kevin Lee says Baylor just intercepted and has the ball at the 25-yard line, so that continues to be a score worth watching here today. How about a big story there for the Baylor Bears trying to pull what would be a little bit of an interesting upset in the Big 12 title game. How about DogNation.com for a moment? Let's find out how folks are doing over there, and then after that, we're going to get you ready for kickoff. And, of course, hope you'll stay with Dog Nation all day long. And as I said a moment ago, back here live after the game for the Dog Nation post-game show. Can't wait to be with you there for that. That's going to be a lot of fun. A few Dog Nation comments here before we bounce out of here. For those of you that tune in on all those platforms, we certainly appreciate you being here. Jermaine King on the subject of me interviewing Tim Tebow a little earlier. He says, if you and Tebow had to get into an argument, which one of you would use profanity first? Yeah, I don't know. Tebow's probably not very likely to do that. To be frank, I'm probably not very likely to do that. So I'm not really quite sure who would be the first one there on that. Dr. Rigg checking in with the woof, woof, woof. Good to see that. Everybody getting excited and getting ready to go here on a big day for the Georgia Bulldogs. And, of course, for your game-watching party, however you're getting settled in, Kroger's a great way to get ready for all that. All your tailgating needs, all your game-watching party needs at your local Kroger. Go to Kroger.com or just stop by the local Kroger store and see that today. Also, check out Kroger.com/boost for a great new program from Kroger, which includes double the fuel points, free grocery delivery. This is a really cool thing. All kinds of extra incentives there on that, too. Kroger.com/boost for a lot more on that. Thanks for being here from the Kroger kickoff inside Mercedes-Benz Stadium. As of yet, not a lot of warm-ups going on. There are a couple Alabama players on the field. A couple of the Georgia specialists are down there. So a couple of the early warm-up stuff starting to get started here a little bit. We'll obviously keep our eye on that. The health of some Georgia players, guys like Chris Smith, Jamari Sally are going to be watched closely related to how they might warm up. So we'll try to keep eyes on that for you. And we'll see you after the game. Dog Nation post-game show presented by the UGA Bookstore right back here from inside the Benz. We'll talk to you then, everybody.